Welcome to Gamebreakers. My name is Thomas. I am here with Mario, Allison, and Will, and no one else, to continue our weird side quest.
That's not Mario.
I'm sorry, Axel. No, Mario and Shragon are not with us. But he is in the slot where Mario usually would be in our video later. So, and we are continuing our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game, currently in the Outlands. And we were here before it was cool. Planescape came out this week. We've been doing this the whole for weeks now. So, we last left our intrepid heroes as the camera zooms in. You were resting at the base of a several 100-foot stone wall that leads to a labyrinth. You know that this is the maze of life, at the center of which sits Ubtao, and the reason that you know all this is in videos way back. Go back if you're starting now. We don't have the time to give you the context. A lot has happened. But following the silver ribbon left in the trail of your friend who was turned into an arrow and fired by an angel, you are now led to a single entrance. It goes straight through one of the doors, and you have made camp. Had a nice safe night. Watched a lot of souls sort of like float ethereally in, and have whatever happens to them happen in the labyrinth, the maze of life. You have been warned. What are you all doing? I mean, it's not a sunrise or a daybreak or anything. It's just a normal amount of light has been here the whole time.
Chippy, as you all are pretty used to, you're all starting to recognize it. He starts the ritual casting for the Memnon telepathic thing, so everybody can talk in each other's heads. I think the limit is 8. Our party's smaller than that right now, right?
Yes. Unless you include sidekicks. Assuming that you also mean Gom and Ole, when you're referring to the party, even though they're absent.
All right, so we got the 3 of us, and then Gom and Ole. That's 5. I'm not going to include the fox because I think generally the fox is like in Roken's sleeve, like basically right next there. I guess I will include Alex and Picklish, and then the only other one would be Nanette, right? So if I leave out the fox, then that's all the sidekicks too, right? Oh wait, yeah, no. Okay. So I'm gonna apologize to Roken as soon as I've cast it, and I said, hey, you and the fox can kind of read each other's minds naturally anyway, right? But I mean, sorry.
Roken, did you?
I'm sorry. What was I guess I heard, but I did not interpret it. Can you say that again?
Well, I'm watching the video on Discord, and you sort of like did this like half grin, and I took that as an answer. I was saying I'm sorry I didn't make your fox telepathic, but I kind of assume that you and the fox can kind of read each other's minds anyway.
Yeah.
And then you kind of grinned a little bit, and so I figured that was like, ha, dumb joke, Will, but okay, I'm not mad. You apparently didn't indicate that, so I was projecting the whole thing. Yay, fiction, woohoo!
Yeah, I do. We do read off each other well, but I can't. I don't think I can telepathically communicate with it. No, it's not a familiar like that.
I mean, it does speak common, right? It's awakened.
Yeah. It speaks common, you said?
Or understands it.
Yeah, I didn't
I
think
haven't
it could
reread
speak.
Awakened forever.
Okay, next time we'll draw straws for whoever gets the short straw doesn't get to be telepathic in that session. Or maybe we can. Oh, I know. Anybody got some dice? Wait, I think I got some dice around here. Hold on. Alex says he meant that as a joke. He doesn't really mean you should wait for him.
I mean, I do have dice. I would love to play, but maybe now is not the time. I would love to relieve you of some of your money as well, playing dice. That's my preference.
Do you think we can get Oob Tao to play a game with us? I mean, God of Planning, that's got to be decent on a card game or a dice game or something, right?
I don't know. He doesn't seem like a gambling luck god. But well, I guess we'll read the room.
Yeah, traditionally you guys have been great at that.
Hey, it's bound to work sometime, right?
So you continue forward. Do you fuck off to Sigil and the end? Like, what do you guys do?
The maze.
To the maze. We're finally here, and we're rested, right?
Yes, you've had a long rest. You are fully rested.
Oh, my spell slots. I missed you.
Just in case, Chippy's gonna start sort of under like low key chanting like Oob Tao is great. Please be nice to us. We love you. Please don't squish us. Oob Tao is great. Something irritating and improvisational like that.
Nothing happens immediately. Anybody gonna do anything?
We're gonna go to the maze, right?
Okay.
That was what we were saying.
No one had said it. You.
I thought we had.
I didn't hear
Let's
it.
enter the maze.
So you head through. There's like a mirrored energy doorway. That's like marked out with carved stone on. I guess is it the door jam at that point? But it's lined with carved stone. A lot of like dinosaur, tabaxi, lizard folk. A lot of sort of historical carving energy. I don't know if any of you actually try to like figure any of that out, but otherwise, through the door you go.
Arcana check on the writing.
Nope. It would be history or religion.
Oh, I got nothing.
One of these
Again,
days I'll make a religious character, but this day was not that day.
again,
Good.
no, I expected. It's never been your strong suit. I didn't expect you guys to. But again, you could. Obdal, of course, knows basically what all these are. I mean, they are periods of history.
Hey, can you tell us, is there anything like any warnings or anything written here?
Sure. There's a bunch of warnings written everywhere here.
Oh, no.
Everybody, anybody who wants to enter this maze is gonna have to survive. He's gonna have to clear a couple of loops, and basically, it's like challenges that you need to complete about your life. So, I would be careful if I were you guys.
That sounds
Oh,
ominous and
personal growth.
scary, but that sounds scary, but also somewhat ambiguous. Can you be more specific?
I could be more specific, but it's been so long since I completed these loops that it's starting to get a little bit blurry for me. I just know that it's pretty challenging to complete them.
And you were right that like the sort of the warning of the challenges ahead, like unless you're ready for this, just don't step in. It that is what it is, and has like a list of ideals. Like you can easily see like the ideals that are being tested.
Would you be willing to tell me the list of ideals that it says there that we're going to be tested on?
Sure. According to the Lord, there's 8 ideals. You'll have to clear hope, will, purpose, competence, fidelity, intimacy, nurturing, and integrity.
Those sound like the best 8 ideals I ever heard. Yay, Ubtao! And yay, Ubtao also.
Thank you. Thank you. I got hope, will, purpose, competence, fidelity, and then I think I missed one right after that because then I got nurturing and integrity.
Intimacy, nurturing, and integrity.
Okay, thank you. Oh, personal growth. I don't know about all this.
So I fiercely hope that we will be competent and Ubtao ends up nurturing us. That's what, 5 out of 8? Do I win?
I think we gotta step in to win.
Damn it. Okay, let's do the thing.
Is it trapped?
Yeah, search it.
Search. Is it
Um,
investigation?
Investigation.
It's like, wait a second, that's not on my list.
Right, I do like the on the threshold you snapped right into rogue mode and like it's dungeon. Here's a door. I check the door for traps.
Yeah, we're not trying to do amateur hour here.
Right, time to go
All
to work.
right. I got 15.
There are magical triggers on the door.
Ah,
I'll give you an Arcana check to like figure out what they are. But anything that crosses the threshold, there are divine wards and sigils.
21.
21.
Oof, that was a much better roll.
So there are dozens of violent wards against named fiends, like specific individual demons.
Oh man.
Like, fuck you specifically. If you ever cross this gate, you're done.
This
Now
is
you
a
don't
bouncer door.
recognize any of them, but there are snippets of true name in there if you wanted to sit and study it.
Does anybody have a true name that they haven't told us about? Because there's a bunch of names on this list. But otherwise, I think we're good.
There are also several detection spells, and a teleportation.
Yeah. Okay.
Chippy says, does it mention Chip Rimble Tukabur, perchance? I mean, I'm not that well known, but
Not
no,
that I see.
maybe later. Maybe after today.
Right. Oh, is that your new goal? Get your name written on somewhere in the labyrinth. This will do.
That's the Disco Elysium option.
I'll tell you, it's not best case scenario.
Hey Thomas, I'm still looking at the map where we fought Divixum.
Oh, I'm sorry. They switched some things in Roll20, and I'm still getting used to a bit of it. There, that's better.
There we go.
This is really as close as you're going to get. Like the walls are marbled and cut stone. Just dozens of murals per square yard.
Sugar.
You tell like aged but not ruined. Not like it's still pristine, even though it wears patinas of moss and vines growing up it. It's been in the jungle for a long time, but it hasn't been broken down. It's just been, it's just clearly ancient. And who steps through the gate first? I mean, Obdow, 100% it's safe for you, so.
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Yay, leader.
Trepidatiously.
You find yourself in a room with a massive feathered dinosaur with spectacles and a quill pen standing at a lectern with its tiny little arms. Right, not like sort of proto wings, but still in the dinosaur arm phase.
I'm like, I had its nightmare. Like, trying to be a professor with, give a speech with little arms.
It looks at you with kind of a secretarial look. Just kind of turns one eye on you, and you hear like a clicking in the back of its throat. You're expected.
That's my least favorite thing. Where am I expected?
Your companions will join shortly. Chippy, what do? You see the it looks like Roken just no clips through glass. Right? Clipping error. It just walks into the wall. There's no change in the shadow in anything. And once she's through, it is just your reflection and Obdav's that you see on the sheen of the door.
Alex will turn invisible and kind of hide in Chippy's hood, not fully hiding, and they will enter together.
Okay. Obdow, do you also follow?
I follow.
Okay. So indeed, as the mostly blues and oranges in the feathering, blue cores with orange tips, it looks up at you, and as it said, your expected friends have joined. Indeed, it is unusual for this court to see mortals in the labyrinth. You are here willingly, and as I am told, you seek safe passage, and no harm would be sought. You seek a peaceful conversation.
Yes,
Yes.
please. That would be great. By the
Yes,
way,
that is what we desire.
I don't know much about Ubtao, but I think I really like him a lot. I don't know. Do you know Ubtao? I mean, I'm sure he's busy, but
Give
anyway.
me either deception or persuasion, depending on how actually sincere about Ubtao Chippy is. If it was as sarcastic as it sounded, you're going to go for a deception.
It was not intended as sarcasm. It was mostly, I think he's going to just sort of trail off to the point where, can you just say he failed to accomplish anything except maybe be a little irritating?
You can always choose to fail a check.
He wasn't trying to persuade or deceive, just sort of mumbling nervously, but generally friendly.
Well, you did ask for something.
That's true. I think the end
sort
of
of
it,
trailed off without. Is that you like?
he sort of realized, like, I shouldn't be saying this. I'm going to stop talking now.
It sort of just gives 2 clicks as a response.
We hope to further honor Ubtao and how we get through the labyrinth.
As mortals, you have not finished your path. But not all souls who pass through these doors have lived through the 8 phases. There are mechanisms to produce a loop for you based on likely trajectories. If you choose, you may cross those bridges. It would be required to fully master the maze and thus earn a proper audience. Should you choose to stop where life has led, you may find a reliable messenger But you shall not speak to Uptao. Are you ready? This room, by the way, covered in carvings, no windows, no doors.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like, I know Uktao's busy. I'm just trying to say, like, I really genuinely have the highest respect for him planning thing.
You
Yeah.
do know that every time you utter a god's name, their attention is drawn.
Okay. I'm just gonna from now on say the big awesome planner guy that's in charge.
Maybe just say nothing. That's also free.
Right, we'll go with that.
What is your name?
Sin.
Kassin?
Sin.
Kastin.
There's more S. There's more S.
Kastin.
No T. No, we died.
Kassin.
You're getting.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't do it justice, but thank you for telling me.
I
Don't
heard
speak celestial, do you?
No.
And tell in the consonants.
Yeah, it's more draconic, undercommon path.
Oh, he switches to fluent draconic and just sounds now. There is no accent. There is no kind of like. It's perfect fluent draconic, with a Chultian accent actually. Like, great. Well then, the door is just behind there. He just points to a blank patch of wall with his wing.
Are all the doors like that around here?
Nothing will be obvious.
So telepathically to the party members, hey, so were there specific instructions involved in what he just told us? Like something about it's real dangerous for mortals and something about a loop or something? Like, did that mean you have to do this or else bad things happen? I didn't catch a real clear instruction in there. Did anyone?
I think he's just describing the general the way it works. Clearly magical. So
Does anybody have any kind of like gaming skill?
I mean,
Yes. Thank you very much.
Characters, not players. I know where your proficiencies are. But like if there's like board games or some other, I don't know what kind of like, in all the various books there are many different types of like your tool proficiencies it would be under.
I just did a card tools proficiency check. Is that helpful?
No. Cards kind of don't work really on the same principle. Yep.
I mean,
well,
so he was a card dealer at the Witchlight Carnival for most of his childhood, like into adulthood. That was his main thing. So
yeah,
he's into games.
That doesn't super intersect with maze design, which
Just
is
intelligence, maybe.
Yeah, you could do raw intelligence checks to see what you know or what you've heard, but Not bad.
Mm.
Anybody else? Obdow, of course, you know exactly what a loop is, what it's referring to.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, like as the group is communicating, uh, the clerk like looks up and looks through one spectacle. Of course, having already passed, you, Obdow, may choose to follow to your escort charge to continue to protect these mortals, or to wander in the places where only petitioners may go.
I've been watching the group for a while. I will follow. I'll help them complete this quest.
Thank you so much.
This is noble. No, Obdow, of course, that choosing to walk the maze again may lead to negative outcomes for failure. These mortals do not live up. Well, may reflect upon you.
Well, I was summoned by my descendants, so I'm bound to them and I will help them, no matter what happened.
A noble choice. And we always appreciate someone who sticks to the plan. And then, like, in sort of like a puff of sparkles, the lectern and this creature disappear.
How
Chippy
about that?
mumbles.
All right.
Chippy mumbles audibly. Nice points for flair. Okay.
What do you do?
I guess the only thing left to do is to do it.
Chippy will begin walking that way and keep looking back and forth to the rest of the party and like, are we like almost walking through the door but not quite? Like,
You're getting there, and it's about that time. I see your intelligence check that you realize that that loops are a sort of a just like a chunk of maze, right? A sort of like individual section that has to be solved individually, and then leads to one or more other loops. And there are various different complexities of design and layering and crazy nerdery. Who knew that there would be a whole crazy super amount of detail and a whole community that geeks out on creating mazes? Huh? How about that? But yes, there's a whole, like, it's part of the lexicon of maze design.
in a real world side note, one of my partner's best friends married a guy who was getting his master's in topology, and apparently the focus was knots, which I see as very similar to mazes. So apparently real world people do that.
Wow. It's a hell of a degree.
I guess there's some real applications when it comes to quantum computing or something. I don't know, whatever.
All right, so Chippy, you head in first.
As he gets to the door and he's looking back, does it look like the others are possibly going also, or is everybody just staring at him?
There's no doors. He just indicated a patch of the wall.
Right, yeah. So as he walks toward, like, almost to that part of the wall, he's like I'm about to step in. What's happening? Like, does everybody else just kind of stare at him and watch, or is anybody sort of going that way too?
I'm gonna give this investigation check. Is there any traps?
All right, so you dart in front of Chippy, and let's give me investigation.
Chippy will gladly step out of the way.
No, let me stare at it intently for just a moment. Oh man, I got saved by my massive bonus. I rolled a 3, but got 14 total.
That is huge. Is your fox helping? Is your
Oh
fox
yeah, it
trained in
could help me with
investigation?
this. I thought about last time, but it's like Arcana. I don't think so. Although now it can cast spells. Maybe it could help me with an Arcana check. I rolled lower.
Yeah, that sucked.
If it was a 1, I could re-roll it because I'm a halfling. But no, it's a 2.
So, no traps.
Good. Hopefully.
You can see with that, there is some kind of mechanism there.
I'll touch the mechanism. Try to engage it.
You do. Like you can feel like. I'll just like from there give it to you. Like you can feel seams like there's a door.
Okay. Well, there's
And
definitely a door.
as you're like touching it and putting hands on it, it then just slides open, like slides backward and then goes flush to make a flush with the doorway, so it doesn't swing. It slides stone on stone. And you see a hallway. It is, again, that ancient stone that is unweathered, uneroded. And it seems to split in 2 directions. After, about 5-10 feet.
I guess we should pick a direction. I say left.
Obdow says, I don't have recollection of this place, but I'll follow you to the left.
Thank you.
You see other sort of, not quite a soul, sort of like a bundle of ethereal energy just being passing down the hallways as well. Some go left, some go right. There doesn't seem to be a consensus.
Chippy will just follow along with the party.
Okay.
Just keep following. Just mostly keeping his eyes out and like trying to mostly be perceptive and just look around and glance behind them frequently and look at the ceiling. Probably get startled a couple times and jump and maybe squeak a little bit.
And I will whisper prayers to Ubtao under my breath. as we walk.
Okay. Uh,
Are they audible, or are they like fully under your breath? I mean, can we hear you telepathically?
I mean, it's not. I don't think. No, not telepathically. I mean, you can hear me doing something. Probably not the words of it, but
So as you break off to the left and round the first corner, you don't find another diversion for a while. Like you have to walk a ways, take a right there, and then clearly you're doubling back in the same section. Sort of like up, down, around, up, down. Like you're walking through a maze pattern. Until you head around a corner, and Obdow, at this point, you will need to sort of, well, what you see is both of them fade away, and you know that, like, oh, this is the time.
Okay.
You have the option to observe both of them or help one of them. And you can start with observing, but if you decide to help, to like grant an advantage somewhere, which is what you'll be able to do, you'll have the ability to sort of grant advantage until you have a successful roll that you've granted advantage to. If you grant an advantage and they fail, you don't lose it.
Okay.
Would both of you roll me a D20 plus your wisdom?
by both, do you mean Will and I?
Yes, sorry, both of the mortals. Both of the living. Actually, it's going to be all four of the living because the fox and the pixie as well. It's a D20 plus wisdom.
D20 plus wisdom. All right. Roken got 17 and the fox got 5. But the fox, I think, is lucky. Hold on. So I'm gonna roll it again for. He's gonna use one of the luck points
Okay.
to roll another D20. Nat 20, baby!
Woo!
For a total of 21.
And that's the fox.
That's the fox, yeah.
All right. So Obdow, what you see first, the first of them like pushing through the loop. This is basically just wisdom initiative, folks. But so the fox is completely paralyzed, insensate. You see that it doesn't currently have a physical form. It's sort of like thinking it up on the fly, like the idea of what its own sense of itself is, but it only has like little pieces. It hears noises, but it only recognizes one, and that's sort of like it's a fox keening, and it has a heavy smell of fox milk, and it is struggling desperately in that direction. Can I get a perception check from the fox, please? Boldly, the fox leads the way for all of you. Nice.
24.
Nice. Excellent. Now I need a strength save.
For the fox?
Yes.
No. It's a -4, baby.
Uh-huh. Okay.
9.
Okay. So it's like it develops the idea of its own nose. You, Obdao, can see that as it does, it sort of forms an outsized, like cartoony fox nose, fox snout, and like nuzzles around forward into this sort of shapeless, formless void until the sensation of soft and the that warm smell of mother exists all around it. And then the fox reappears down the way. The next one to do this. Oh, sorry, I really should have written all that. Written your things down. I think was Roken, correct?
What was the next?
You're in the wisdom check order.
Oh, yeah, I got
and then Chippy and Alex. Yeah.
17. Yeah.
You mean in the order of our rolls or in the order that we actually rolled?
In the order of your rolls.
Yeah, Chippy and Alex both rolled really low.
Yeah. Roken, you are paralyzed, currently blinded. You seem to be in a shapeless, formless void. You have a hard time even really like sensing your own body. Yet you are fully constantly having like noise sensations and some amount of smell sensations. But there's like patchy light, but you can't even actually open your eyes right now.
This is less than ideal.
There is a scent though that
Do I have a nose?
How do you find that out?
I try to sniff.
Okay. Yeah, you get a real good sense of not just a nose, but kind of like an inside of a face that gets cold and is like unpleasant, and you feel like crying and screaming about it. But you can't right now.
Oh no, I'm conscious of living in a meat sack. Oh no.
But yeah, you can like breathe and give me a perception check.
$28.
Ooh. It is.
I see the hell out of this, whatever it is.
What you smell is cardamom and pork fat and strong tobacco
Mm.
and the the distinct sort of syrupy sweet smell of halfling mother's milk.
Hmm.
Like with that amount of roll, you're able to like force your eye open. You do a thing with this with what you're now going to think of and call a hand against sort of the under part of the eye that drags it open a little bit so that you can see. And you have just in this massive space, formless space, there is a shape that is vaguely face-like, that you have that just fills you with warmth.
Hmm.
What do you do?
I go towards the warmth.
Can I get a strength save?
Yeah, sure. It's not -4, which is something. I got a 9. That's the same thing I got for the fox.
Yeah. Yeah, your
Do I,
fox rolled better and got
do
worse,
I have?
but
Am I also lucky? I only reroll ones. Only. All right.
um, you it hurts. It hurts to do. You yell and scream and cry the whole time, and there even when you start to be conscious of like a calming, soothing voice, it's so bad. So both you and your fox on the other side of this are going to take. Let me roll it. 4 psychic damage. As you struggle your way to the only thing you know that is not scary and horrible, and beset at all sides by too much sensation
Oh,
that you've
okay.
never heard or known before, and at about the time you get sort of like your face snuggled against what you're now going to remember as skin, you like sort of feel your whole self being forced through a membrane that once again gives you physicality, and and you appear next to your fox, who is also like um staggered by, a little bothered by the situation.
I was
And
really better off not remembering being born. This is
right,
terrible.
right. Like it wasn't birth, but it was just that like newborn infancy that you realize that you like trying to find mama before you had the words or the knowledge of it. But all you had was hope. Chippy, you are the next formless, shapeless, uh, little bean. You are thoroughly assaulted by sound at all sides. Um, can I get a perception check? Again, you're paralyzed, you're blinded. You don't even have a thorough sense of yourself. But you do pick up quick how to work what you're probably going to call ears, and tune those big rabbit ears in different directions, to hear sort of a cooing series of sounds that you can kind of mimic, to, like in a really, like your bleats and cries sound a lot like that.
Hmm.
Uh, what do you do? Like, again, there's the smell of rabbit's milk and the sense of warmth and from that direction?
Well, so since young childhood, Chippy has always liked to sing, although it's generally not enjoyable for those around him. But he is just almost without control. If someone else starts singing, he'll usually sing with them, and so he's definitely gonna join along with whatever this is.
The best you can manage are squeaks and snort, and then it makes you fart painfully. None of which you have any context for.
So was the question, what is he going to try to do?
Yeah, you try to sing a song. You try to right, and that is the result of attempting to like use your voice box and any part of body. Right, you start to get a sense of like where air goes when you breathe in, and how to make it go out when you want it to. But you are way under the fundamentals of what it would take to create singing or a song.
I'm one of the implications that I'm getting is that cognitively, his brain still seems to be working, although he's not very connecting with his body very well. He's going to sort of explore that just as an experiment. He's going to start just in his mind rehearsing or what it would be to sing a Blade song just inside his head. So he's going to attempt to start a Blade song.
Okay.
But just internally rather than actually making those noises.
Time seems to pass. Alex, as a pixie, was sprung fully formed with all of the knowledge of her people, from a child's laugh too near to a fey folk or a Feywild shallow, unless you had some other idea.
Sounds good. I want to hear more about that later.
She is not paralyzed, although she is under the effect of a confusion, as per the confusion spell. She is flying in place, and give me a perception check. All right. You can see she easily picks out the trails of joy and pixie dust that would lead her to the nearest safe patch of little pixie hollow where a group of pixies that she could band with could be found. And can I get a stealth check? Easily sneaks her way that direction, even as she becomes aware of dangers and predators around her. But yeah, pixies go through infancy differently than mortals. So Alex appears there next to the group of you, but Chippy has not come by. Chippy, back to you. You continue to go through your Bladesinger forms and songs.
What does he perceive externally? What's around him?
The same. Sort of the sound of a voice humming something pleasant. The general smells. Let me see what your perception check was back up there again. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it was a 19. Yeah, general smells of Harangan milk. Flowers, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say fresh the smell of like yeast and flour. Yeah,
I thought I was
kind of a
I was wondering
dough.
inside if you were going to say carrots.
No. Gonna dodge that stereotype this time.
So yum food. Let's go there. He's gonna think about like, oh, I wonder what's going on. Ooh, bread. That smells like bread, but milk, huh? Okay. Like, mostly have a little conversation with himself, but sort of try to go there too.
Right. Give me a strength save. Nice. So you managed to move sort of the mass of sensation that you are in that direction. Like you sort of like get a sense of hands. Like you're not really crawling so much as scooching, I guess. Like you don't have at one point you maybe you roll, but you don't. You definitely at no point are you in full control, but you do seem to constantly go in that direction. And then once again, right about the time you feel like the sensation of softness and feel something like warm and solid wrap around you, you again like pass through a membrane that sort of like reasserts your physicality, and pop, you emerge next to your friends.
That was pretty weird, right?
That was fun. You know, if after we finish the rest of them, if we wanted to come back and do this one again, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, that makes one of us.
Or not, that's fine. It's cool. There'll probably be more fun ones later, actually. This is probably nothing compared to how fun the other ones are.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I want some bread. Anybody got any fresh baked bread? Okay, what's next? Where's the next one?
There are
Roken, are you leading?
around this corner. There are several. There are three different ways to go, and still following the arrow's path. You are it like it's an easy to kind of pick your way through the maze portion of the maze, because you do have an actual like someone has already solved this for you.
In his, he's going to resume his chanting with you know, Ooptao is awesome. Or no, I'm not supposed to say that. I mean that guy, the big guy is awesome. Wayne's kind of cool too. Thanks, Wayne. So yeah, big guy is awesome. Totally awesome. Really want whatever he wants. Want good things to happen. Please don't squish us.
Would you consider this perfunctory or sincere?
Well, the please don't squish us is absolutely sincere. The other parts are like friendly, like diplomatic, not fake.
Okay.
Like as far as he can tell, Ubtao is A, good, and B, very powerful, which, he doesn't have any other gods, so technically he probably likes this god more than the other ones.
Indeed. So you continue through several more rounds of left, right, up, down, doubling back, creating probably some sort of pattern if you were to look at it in some geospatial way. At this point, like you're also getting uphill, downhill, as though like some of the paths are braided with each other. But it's all straight up walls, some sort of like clear sky colored covering at the rooftop high above you. The various different width of pathway. But again, real easy to go through the maze portion of the maze. Obdao, you know that when you do it for real, it's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, so now that it's not a surprise, I will let a surprise to the players. I will let you all choose in what order you go. But once again, as you pass along, unless do you have a marching order?
I think I had mentioned that Chippy sort of stepped out of the way and it was kind of following Roken as long as Roken was in front. But if Roken stops being in front, Chippy would probably mill about confusedly, and if nobody was moving, maybe start walking forward. But kind of doesn't want to be in front, but will go forward if no one else does. Side note, at some point, Alex is going to, well, she's invisible, but you probably hear her telepathically get excited, and they'll have a little conversation, and she'll dig around her bag of holding and pull out a ball of yarn, and you'll see from the invisible Chippy's shoulder a trail of yarn being left behind you in the maze for 50 feet, which is the end of the ball, and then you'll hear some cussing, and the end result will be, let's just leave it. It's okay. We didn't need that anyway. And then
right, you've just unraveled 50 feet of twine. Oh, shit.
And left it behind us in the maze. So if we come back to that point and it hasn't moved, we'll know.
Yep. You preempted the question I would have asked you as the GM when you threw out that clever idea. How long is the twine? Okay. 50 feet later.
I mean, that's like, what, 6 seconds of, maybe 10 seconds of walking?
Yeah, it really is.
Man, if we were going to get lost in that time, oh, man.
So if Roken is in front, as it sounds like it is, Roken fades off and disappears. What do you immediately stop or just continue?
This time, after a moment of hesitation, Chippy will start his blade song and then charge after her.
Okay. You get about one step, and then you
will turn invisible.
You are all aware of having short, stumpy, pudgy, mostly operational bodies. Your head is enormous compared to everything else, like to the point where it throws off your balance. You are tangible and physical and can like see your own body, but it is definitely the body of a toddler. And you're not great at controlling it yet. You're again kind of under the effects of a confusion spell. You're also, neither of you are anywhere nearby. Oh, did we lose Will? No. Oh, here he comes.
Connecting.
Sorry, did I screw up the video part? I just
It's fine.
I was getting chicken all over my face, and I didn't know if our viewers wanted to see that.
Yeah, no, it's parasocial voyeurism, man. So, that is what you all are now, except for Alex. But none of you are anywhere near what could be called a physical vicinity with each other. You don't have any sort of that sense of relationship. And in point of fact, don't even really remember coming in with a group immediately. Like, all you can think of right now in this immediate moment, because there is no past to speak of, and the future is an idea you can't really conceive yet. You are thoroughly, fully pulled into a couple of just like vague, amorphous blobs of kind of colorish, shapish things that you feel like you should recognize. We'll start with who wants to start?
Oh, I'll start. I mean, Chippy. Sorry, Alex doesn't get to play, right?
Alex will have her own thing that will come about. But let's do the ones that are all going to be basically the same first. The fox will also be a little different here.
And same as the other loop, can I see them? Like going in?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're aware of this, right? You're kind of piggybacking on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so who said they were going to start? If no one...
Will did.
Oh, Will. Okay, Chippy.
Yes, Chippy will start. He was all enthusiastic with his Blade song, and he thought that might change something.
And all of that has been wiped from your memory with this thing in front of you that is just thoroughly enrapturing, and you're trying to think of how to bring it closer and to your memory, to actually be something that you can grasp. Like as you reach out for it, these sort of vague dimorphous shapes. Give me an intelligence save or intelligence check. Unless you'd like to make a different mental check. But I assumed intelligence was going to be your go.
That would be his favorite. He didn't roll that great, but whatever.
Still. So you are able to bring to mind what this thing was. So when Chippy was just like pre-toddler age, just like barely walking, not pre-toddler, fully toddler age, like barely walking, what would Chippy's favorite toy have been?
An old wand.
Okay. Basically just a stick.
A stick, and actually broken. But it had been basically rendered useless during the spell plague thing 100 years before. Different story, but totally useless inane now.
Right. Just a piece of carved wood.
He was taught not to chew on it.
Okay. Now I need these shapes sort of solidify into what to you what is a giant wand. Like if you were standing as tall as you were standing, there's nothing to measure you by, but if you were an adult, this would be an 8.5-foot wand, right? It stands pretty tall to a Harangun kit. So now I need you to make a physical save of choice.
Went with Dex. Does that work?
Yes. You sort of like pick it up and feel the balance of it and sort of like make it shift the way you want it to, in a way that it, for just a moment, sparks what you now remember as a Blade song, and in that moment of memory, pop, you are physical once again. Just in front of the space you left. Roken's not there yet. Roken, do you want to go next, or Fox, or do you want to see what happens to a pixie?
What happens to a pixie? I want to know.
Don't know.
You would put it out there.
She has to take a lot of time to memorize the proper names and social structure of the pixie clique that she has joined up with. They are creatures of chaos, but so are cheerleaders, and they have a pecking order. Can I get a mental save of her choice for Alex? Pixies have a savage social structure, and it doesn't look like Alex did a great job of early on
always hated
bonding with her first mob, and is
She
going
never
to
really got along with pixies anyway. You know,
take 5 psychic damage.
I mean, I wonder if that was part of that was just that she was kind of just like, F this. Like, I don't even want to.
Well, she was created. I mean, she's created as sort of a blank template infused with a brief overabundance of mortal emotion. But this may have had a lot to do with how she turned out. Can I get a physical save of your choice? Okay. she always ended up having to do the grunt work, and she always hated it because she couldn't figure out the social scene. She never really climbed the ladder, and you know it was 100 years before, or I don't know how old Alex is, but it was very long, you know, a long time in pixie time
She's about
before
300
okay
human years.
before they got another one who was a lower rung on the totem pole. Um, so you're going to take another 3 psychic damage. But does come through the other side and reappears after she heads out to toss the you know the to empty the acorn that she's cleaning. She reappears with the group.
She's gonna mutter, I hate pixies. Give me leprechauns any day. Even Kure. I don't care. Rusalka, you know.
Roken or Allison, are we going to do Roken or Fox first?
Let's do Roken.
Okay. Much like Chippy, you are in that toddler body, thoroughly like engrossed in sort of this blob of sort of shaped, sort of colored mass. And give me a mental save of your choice.
Intelligence, fine.
Yes.
Hmm. 11.
Okay. So, what was Roken's favorite toy?
A stuffed rabbit.
Okay. You can't find it. You are certain that it's only ever in one place, but now you can, like, if you somebody hid it from you, somebody hates you and everything you love, and you take 4 psychic damage, and you just lose your mind for a while. Like, you lose sense of time.
This is the worst atrocity to ever befall anyone.
Uh,
So thinks a toddler.
um, but eventually you find it, and it was under something, but you had to kick and scream until you knocked the thing that it was under, which you still don't really have a good vague sense of, until like all of reality, like of all the things in sort of this watercolor wash painting, you knock something away from the bunny, and you can finally get it.
Chaos has rewarded me. I shall note this for the future.
Give me a physical save to try and get your stumpy, uncoordinated, basically useless toddler body over there without bashing your head against something. I don't know how many toddlers any of you have been around, but
Odds aren't likely. I got a 13.
Okay. That's actually what you needed for that one.
Ooh, I survived.
So you managed to like tuck, you basically roll with it for all of the like that you run into. Oh, was that a save or a check?
It's the same roll for me. That's only a +1.
Physical. Which one did you pick?
I did a strength save.
Oh, okay. I was expecting dexterity in my description. Okay, so you you managed to just barrel full forward. You run into a few things, but you just toddler Heisman them out of your way, and
I forgot Dex was a physical trait.
that's fine. You still made it, but not by much. And about the time you get to the bunny, like right as your little toddler paws, halfling toddler paws too, so it's extra small. You pop in right into reality. So the fox, on the other hand, also needs to give me a mental save of choice, but his world is much sharper. All of the perceptions, like he can to tell through all these different shades of green. He is in a field and is waiting for something that brings him more joy than ever before, and all the other foxes are watching.
I got a 20 with my bonus.
There's movement.
Get it.
Give me a physical save.
This time I'll use Dex, because I know that's physical now. I can get roll 20 to obey.
I don't know why it added. Oh, 16. Okay.
I got a 23.
Nice.
Huh, huh, huh.
One of the other fox kits is also gunning for this field mouse. But you pop up higher and land down, stomp down quicker, and you edge it out. The fox manages to get the mouse on this one. Ta-da! You've all made it
Yay.
through the second loop of will. And that, as you sort of all roll through, and some of you with more or less ouch than the others, that is exactly where we will stop for the evening. As you look down the way. All right. Thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you want to see it get better, feel free to hit the link in the doobly-doo. Meanwhile, have a good game.